Hey, joining us next on the MARR Army Rock Show, longtime friend of the Rock Show, we've got Phil Freeman joining us. Now, Phil is from Small Town Titans of York, Pennsylvania. He's an amazing vocalist. If you've never heard him before, they got a new song out, a new record on the way out. Phil, welcome back to the show.
Hey, Rock, dude. It's great to talk to you again, man.
Yeah, it's been way too long, as we were just talking off air, since we spoke. So I want to catch up with you. But I mentioned our audience. We go back a long way. But for folks that maybe just don't know you yet, give us kind of like a brief history of who Small Town Titans are.
Sure, dude. Small Town Titans, we are a band that formed in 2011. We met at Lebanon Valley College, and we have been rocking ever since, dude. It's been a lot of fun, and we've definitely seen MARR on the way up. You guys have always been there supporting us in pretty much every way, shape, and form, and it's super cool. So it's good to be back on the program here.
And people that don't know your band, I've got a lot of questions about new music, but I just got to say this. I've said this to you many times, but I've always loved about you guys. You guys open for so many nationals, and you're one of those bands that always gets their attention. And I see the nationals watching you guys. So congratulations on that, man. It happens folks, listen, it happens all the time to these guys. Seriously. So
thanks, dude. Appreciate it. And in the last few years, a lot more eyes have been on what we're doing. So I mean, that's the whole reason why we decided to make a new record. We got a lot of fresh music coming out and stuff. So yeah. Hopefully we'll be able to get out on the road again at some point here soon and test them out on a stage somewhere.
So speaking of fresh new music, now we've added Rufflin Feathers to our Golden Dozen. As soon as I heard it, I was like, man, that's a great tune. This is a heavy one for you guys.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit more about the tune.
I'll tell you what, man. It's we've gotten a little bit heavier with this record, at least as far as the volume is concerned. We've definitely turned it up for sure. The tune actually originated from two places. One was a really quick live video on Facebook that we did on our page at the beginning of June. It was the first time we had gotten together to practice since the pandemic hit. We decided to take a break from March until June, as we really didn't know what was going to happen and whether it was safe or not to even go out and rehearse. But as time went on, we realized that we had to get together at some point, so we did, and we went live for everybody because we knew that it was probably a long time since people saw any type of live music or any type of jam session. So one of the riffs that came from that jam actually ended up in Rufflin Feathers. The chorus that I came up with on that live stream, just off the top of my head, actually ended up being the chorus to Rufflin Feathers, pretty much. And I think I said one line that said, like, "Can you hear me out there?" And then Johnny took that and ran with it and wrote the verses and the pre-chorus, and a lot of the elements of the song come from Johnny this time lyrically, which is awesome. So him and I collaborated on a few things to get the final product done as far as the lyrics are concerned, and then Ben, just beefed up some of the parts. We worked on the chords and the arrangement, and voila, that's Rufflin Feathers for you. So
now there's a music video out there which is a really good, well done video. But I'll say this about it. I don't mean it's an insult. It's the cleanest video space I've ever seen. Where did you guys shoot that?
Thanks, dude. Well, first of all, that's the magic of Josh Nesmith. He is one hell of a filmographer. He's awesome. We love working with him, and Ben did he does a lot of video work. Ben, our guitarist, he's really good at doing like video editing and stuff like that. So he does all of our color coding, and so like the way that it looks on there, Ben's responsible for that. We actually recorded that from our new rehearsal space. We've been there for a couple weeks now. We're with Rock Mill Industries now, and they have a great space. They do a lot of stuff for us. They fulfill our merchandise for us. They do our live streams with us, and it's also the place that we practice on a weekly basis. So it's pretty badass that we're able to make a cool music video like that in a really cool rehearsal space. So yeah, it was awesome. It was a lot of fun to do that.
Now you mentioned the merch. Let's just go ahead and tell folks about that now. There's some pre-order bundles available. Why don't you tell people like what they can do now before the record comes out?
Absolutely. So we have a special on some bundles celebrating the release of our album, The Ride. The album's coming out on November 13th. The merchandise that we have available right now are are all a part of that album release, and they are available until November 2nd. So it's a limited time offer. We've got all kinds of stuff on there. We've got shirts, we got t-shirts. Well, I just said shirts and t-shirts. Haha, listen to me. We've got hoodies, rather. We got t-shirts. We've got a pre-order of the album. We've got bottle openers, flasks. We've got necklaces, all kinds of stuff available for that in that is some of those bundles. I think there's 4 total there that you can pick from. So given that, yeah, we encourage everybody to go over there, check out what kind of bundles we have going on. And we'll be hopefully getting that out to you as close to the release of the record as possible.
And then the day after that comes out, something else cool happens on November 14th. Why don't you tell people about a little bit about the live stream and how they can find it and all that good stuff?
You have done your homework, my man.
Hey, I follow you guys, dude. I follow you, yeah.
You sure do, man. That's awesome. We have a live stream event on November 14th. Celebrating the release of the ride. We're going to be doing the entire album.
Awesome.
From start to finish. Yes. So I'm currently working on resting my voice up for that show, because the new material is definitely a challenge. Probably some of the more difficult stuff that we've ever written as a band. So, yeah.
So how do folks find it? Like, where's it going to be streamed? And, like, do they need tickets, or is it for anybody?
Yes, it is a ticketed event. It's through a platform called Veeps.com. If you go to smalltowntitans.com and go to shows, it should be there. The link should be there to purchase a ticket. We also have bundles available in the tickets as well. We have an after-party event where you can sign up for a Zoom call after the show, where we've had 10 people just hang out and chat with us on a video conference. It's so much fun. And yeah, and we've always had a blast with those live streams. It's so much fun. Multiple camera angles, light show, all that good stuff. And all done from the same rehearsal space.
So, gosh, where do I begin talking about your voice, man? I've already complimented your voice. You got a powerful voice, an amazing range, and you did something cool. I want to ask you about, before I ask you the next question about your voice, but you did something with one of my other favorite singers, Matt James, of Blacktop Mojo. How'd that come together?
Yes, my man. Dude, Blacktop Mojo, we have been good friends with them ever since August of 2017. They had come through town to play a show in Mechanicsburg. Yeah, we met them that night, and oh my gosh, it was a crazy show. It was a crazy night. Like, it was not one of our better sets, and it was just and there weren't that many people there. Like, one of our monitors fell off stage while we were up there. There were all kinds of crazy. And at the end of the night, in their Texas accents, they were like, "Dude, you guys are the best opening band that we've ever had." And I was like, what are you talking about? And so we've cultivated a really good relationship. We actually formed a relationship with our current PR guy through them. So actually, Matt James and Nate and the rest of the guys, Kat, all those guys in Blacktop Mojo, they helped us get to where we are today. They were definitely a piece of the puzzle for sure. So, of course, what better way to celebrate that friendship than to have Matt come on up and do that track with us. It was a lot of fun. And we definitely celebrated maybe just a little too much that night. Ever since that night, I've been like, nah.
Yeah,
not as much sauce anymore. No.
I've seen Matt do that a little bit on his live streams, man. They're like, those Texas guys like their whiskey or whatever.
Yeah. So. They're trouble, man. They're trouble, but the good kind. They're the good kind of trouble, man.
But 2 great voices together on that tune, man. So
yeah,
that
dude,
was
he's
awesome.
got a badass voice.
Hey, I want to ask you about one other song on the record. There's The Ride, man. It's an 8-minute tune. It's like a little unconventional these days, but it's cool. Tell me about that song.
Yes, sir. I'll tell you what. The origins of that song in particular is really, really interesting. The origin of that song comes from a riff that Ben had since high school, way before the band. So he had this in his back pocket ever since I can remember. He's always played it at practice, whenever, and we never knew where it was going to fit. We always loved it, but we never knew where it was going to fit. And I had a series of lyrics that I had written over the summer of either I can't remember if it was 2018 or 2019, but these lyrics that I had, I wrote a chorus based on these lyrics, showed it to the guys, they liked it, and then we decided to run with it. We realized that little riff that Ben had written fit really well with the chorus, and then we wrote around those two elements and just decided to have no limits on this. No limitations whatsoever. If it's 5 minutes, it's 5 minutes. If it's 10 minutes, it's 10 minutes. It's going to be one of our little epic pieces like we did with the Devil's Choir on our album Reflection. This was our what do you call it? The gluttonous piece, if you will. We decided to pull out all the stops for that one. So.
Well, it came out really well, man, and it's like, I give you guys hats off to you guys for doing that, man, not just sticking to the, putting in that little 2-minute 59-second radio piece there.
Thank you, dude. Thank you. We decide, sometimes we pull off the short rocker, but once in a while we want to make something epic, and that was our chance to do it.
So, man, holidays are just around the corner, and that can only mean one thing for you guys. It's Mr. Grinch time again, and that version, tell people kind of what that tune did for you guys.
Well, it definitely put us on a larger map than we had been in the past. We had some modest success with it. Well, it was released Black Friday of 2017 initially. It got some modest success that season, and actually got us onto an editorial playlist at Spotify through Ali Hagendorf. So huge props to her. Huge props to Tom George, our PR guy, for making that happen. It got us with our current booking agent. So that was a good season. Then next Christmas, 2018 rolls around, and boy, oh boy, did it launch into the stratosphere.
Yeah, man.
It launched like crazy. We decided to just post the video with the question, have you ever heard the Grinch like this? And next thing you know, it's going viral across the country, let alone across the world. So it definitely put us in front of a lot more people than we were used to. And what was so cool about that experience is that people stuck around. Like, we had so much video content, so many music videos from our previous releases, that people decided to stick around for everything else that we had. And people love it, which is awesome. And we have some real diehard fans out in the world right now, which, if it weren't for the Grinch, we probably wouldn't have a connection or a relationship with them, which is really cool to think about. Really, really cool to think about.
It's so cool that it came about that way too. And man, hey, one more thing here. So we saw the closing of the Chameleon Club recently, and you guys are one of the ones I thought about. Like, I have so many good memories of so many bands there. But do you have any favorite memory that jumps out at you? And can you tell folks from around the world that are listening, kind of what that club means or meant to the area here?
Yeah, dude. I mean, I went to that club on multiple occasions, not just not just with the band opening up for major acts, but as a fan. I remember going to see Circus Survive in 2007 when I was in college, and I remember when the disco ball that was hanging above the stage fell on the lead singer's head, and he was bleeding profusely from the back of his skull, and he kept going. And that was so inspiring, just to watch him keep going after that. That was so badass. So, as far as shows are concerned, that always sticks in my memory.
Yeah, man, that's a legendary club, and we're hoping they land again and can reopen with everything going on. But we definitely have good memories of you guys playing there. That's for sure.
Absolutely. So do I. Opening up for Papa Roach was was a major highlight. Opening up for Foxy Shazam was also a major highlight. And I remember, our first time opening up for anyone at the Chameleon Club was Nonpoint and Taproot. And, dude, it was such a cool day to find out that we were opening up for somebody at the Chameleon Club. And that was back in September of 2012, I think it was.
Wow.
And, dude, I just remember being in college and thinking to myself, man, if only only I could get up onto that stage.
and
I look back on that crazy college kid, and if I could go back in time and I'd be like, dude, you think that's the sauce? You have no idea. You have no idea, dude.
Well, hey, man, it's good catching up with you, Phil. We've had Phil Freeman from York, Pennsylvania band Small Town Titans. Their new record, The Ride, is on its way out on November the 13th. There's a couple songs we're going to play tonight that are already out. You can pick them up on iTunes now, or if you're smart, go order that bundle, and then you'll have all kinds of other good stuff for yourself. So,
thank you.
Hey, Phil, man, thanks so much for being here. We appreciate it.
Dude, absolutely. Absolutely. Great to be here.